pick up 2 or 3 more, should be able to win.
Stick to the code with the coach to my pros. I don't play by the rules. I just switch up the flow. Hey, chill on the weekend, give X's and no. She in love with the kid. I ain't texting the phone. Rocky Gianni got filming his gold. I was packing for Cali. Ain't bring me no clothes.
Oh, what a shot.
Met a chick from the net. You know it's a switch.
Good morning. We are here at Boundary Oak. It's about 8 a.m. playing in a best ball tournament. A friend of mine reached out and said, hey, you want to come and play in this? It's being put on by NorCal Golf Guys, which put on a lot of great events here in the Bay Area. I'm gonna go find my partner, check in, and start warming up. So I'll see you guys out on the course. All right, so first hole here, just kind of a straightaway dogleg right. My main goal is just to put something out there to give AJ something to look at. I'm not really trying to do anything crazy here on this first hole. This is my partner AJ. He's a +3 handicap. He's really good at golf, and it was a blast playing with him today. AJ hits a pretty good drive. It just ends up leaking a little bit to the right and ends up in the right trees. I'm up first. I have, I don't know, I think it was like 110-ish yards or something like that, and to a back pin. I knew the greens were going to be pretty firm, so my goal was to just hit something about 105 and just put it up there somewhere short right, give ourselves like a 20-foot putt, have a look at birdie. I hit it right where I wanted to, and it did exactly what I expected it to on the green. Wow, that trace was really delayed. AJ punches out from the trees, actually hits a really good shot here. You'll see it cut to a different angle so that you will see the ball land on the green. It rolls up there. He's got about 20-25 feet. I knew this putt was going to break a lot, but it lost a ton of speed going up the hill, and I hit it about a foot low, but we're pretty much locked in for our par, so AJ's just going to give this a run. We'll try and get out of here with a birdie on the first hole. In best ball, you don't have to finish out if your partner's in for a score that you're not going to beat, and so I was just cleaning stuff for par, and we were able to get par on the first hole. There's been some trauma the last few weeks with par.
All good. Pretty good back to front.
So you said 151?
151, I think it's playing like 140.
40? Because it's going to kick like up an uphill putt, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the second hole is a downhill par 3 to a really wide green, but it has a kind of a tier in the middle, dividing the left and right side. And so if you're on the right, if you're way right, it's going to be hard to get to. And I just was never committed to this swing. Ends up going short right, and it ends up in the front right trap. But all in all, no, I didn't think it was such a bad spot to be from. You'll see in the bunker shot in a minute, though, that there wasn't a lot of sand in it. Looking back on it, just was not a committed swing at all. There was so much more room left about than I thought. I don't know. It's fine. Second hole today. We're just trying to ease into the round. I actually felt really good about this bunker shot, but after I hit it, there was no sand above the top layer, so it was just really hard to get out.
That hard path.
Yeah, really hard. AJ here for birdie from the front of the green. Just a good look back up the slope, and it just took a couple of bad bent bounces, but honestly, was probably pretty good for line, and it just ended up rolling out quite a bit. I actually hit a really good putt here. I had like 40 feet down the hill with a huge breaker, and hit a really good putt. Cleaned up from my bogey, but AJ has a putt outside of that. In best ball, you can kind of give your partner a line if you're in that situation. Sorry again about missing that shot. The camera, a second camera overheated, so we weren't able to get it. Yeah, good putt. Good putt, dog. Third hole is a dogleg left par 5, kind of a 90-degree dogleg. I'm just trying to hit something over the bunkers. I actually didn't think it would roll out like it did. I thought this drive was going to be perfect, maybe even bounce a little left, but landed in the perfect spot and ended up kicking way down there underneath the trees to the fairway. That's
Could be good. Yeah.
even through 2. Kind of like skating around, but try and settle in here and make a birdie on this par 5. 180, that bunker on the left.
Yeah. It's not on 4. Let's go with 4.
It's hard. It could be wet and not roll at all.
That's the thing. It's hard to say. Like right here, it's pretty dry.
But up there in the shadow.
But up there in the shadows, it could be soft.
I think it's 4.
Yeah.
I like 4.
I like 4.
My main goal here was to punch something up there on the front right of the green. This punch shot kind of just leaked a little left on me. AJ here for his approach onto the green on his second shot.
It's real funny when he 3-putt from there, B.
sitting up they're chipping for eagle. I've got an eagle pitch from the bunker. It's baked out. Like there's no sand in this thing. So I'm gonna have to get in the sand and dig it out a bit. On the green is priority number one. Try and secure our par. Let AJ get up and down for the birdie. I'm kind of doing a mix of like voiceovers and talking to the camera in this video. Let me know what you think of that kind of style. As I play more tournaments this year and kind of record them, like I think that's kind of gonna be the main format. So let me know if you like it. Not a bad result. I mean, there's no sand. Let's hope he hits this close. Break. Stop. All right, quick down that hill. This was a bad putt. I came up and down that really quickly and hit it really short. I was scared of the slope after seeing his chip, but was able to clean it for par. So that always feels good. I can free him up to go for his birdie now. Again, just kind of skirts by on the edge. That putt moves so much. Fourth hole after a disappointing par. Get one back here. We need to get something going. Fourth hole is a dogleg right par 4. To be honest, I wasn't quite sure where to go. I thought I could take out all the trees in my drive. Kind of just a little too far right. And we actually hit it in the exact same spot. AJ's was a little left of me, so I thought that he would be okay and I might have some tree trouble, but we were both pretty stuck under these trees here with a pretty difficult chip shot, needing to go around this bunker into a really tight pin. We thought AJ's was really good. It looked like his went around the right side of the bunker. I'm like right on, I've got to fly it all the way there. I've got a sand wedge. Got to drive something low under these trees. A little bit of cuts. Just didn't make the contact that I wanted to off of this lie. In hindsight, I should have just tried to go a little long and right, but ended up bouncing short. So we're both in this bunker, trying to get up and down for par. Really difficult bunker shot. You can see how much this thing moves. Yeah, it's just hard when there's no sand in the bunkers. Yeah, it's not spinning though. And AJ just hits an absolute peach here. Really good, checks up. Going. Still breaks a ton. Yep. One of the things you'll notice throughout this round is, while the greens are rolling really great, all these pins are kind of tucked on these slopes, making it really hard to make those like 5-6 footers because you have to play them so far outside the hole. But AJ's able to clean up the par, keeping us even to 4. And
good parts.
That's a great par, dude. That's a great par.
I hit this drive so well. My playing partners were saying how that bunker's no problem, so I decided to go right at it. A bit of a weird shot here with the cables, but hit a great shot, landed over the bunker, took a huge kick down into the fairway. Kind of freeing AJ up to go after this as well.
Got that tiger lane. Did I see you this was Sunday? Make me laugh.
Yeah, it's a great drive, right on the same line as me. A little bit right of the bunker, but so I don't think he got quite the kick that I did, but really good spot nonetheless. We both have irons into this really open green. Hit a really good shot, not a bad place to miss from. Just kind of left it up to the right a little bit. Knowing what I know now, like looking back and having played this round.
Easy up and down.
That might be a little too conservative.
Okay, I'll go at it.
I think you split her and the flag.
75 is probably like the number, and that won't go long.
Kind of like that. You good? All good.
I really want AJ to get this up and down. I've got a chip I can be kind of aggressive with, but if he puts this close, I can try and make it. Sit. Go in. Yeah, good chip.
Whatever you think's the aggressive play, do it. Good fucking ball. Get it. Go. Do it. Good shot.
Yeah, feels really good to clean that up, make our birdie, get under par. So now we're 1 under for the tournament. Really tough par 3 here. 188. We didn't feel the wind coming off the left. AJ doesn't make the best contact here. But he's short of the green, which isn't a bad place to chip from. Like I said, didn't feel any of the wind. I started at the pin, and it just keeps pushing further right. AJ actually hits a really great chip, hitting it up there to about 6-7 feet. Again, the pins are really tough to get close to. Even up and down here, this will be big to keep the momentum. And watch how much this putt moves after it goes past the hole. Just such a tricky pin. It's just impossible. Fortunately, AJ is able to sneak that on the left side so we can save our bogey and not make anything too catastrophic. 7th hole is a pretty straight away par 4. AJ hits a really great shot up there just to the right side of those trees, leaving a great angle into the green that sloped from left to right. I get a little quick on this and end up pulling it, hitting a toe draw. I'm going to be under that tree that you see there.
It gets past
Not my best side.
95 or 99. Probably we're downwind, so I'm going to try and just land it like 95 yards. And I've got this tree that I've got to go under. I've got a sand wedge from 54 degree that I'm just going to try and bring in pretty low, land right over the bunker, and hopefully skip back to the hole.
Yeah, in hindsight, what I should have done here.
Not the best. It's a tough shot. Try and hit something that's going to carry, but also keep it low. But I think AJ's down there in an okay spot. He's much better than me, so I feel like he'll get it on the green. We'll get our par. I'll just try and get this up and down.
Just a bad mental mistake on my part to not try and get something on the green and give ourselves a putt for birdie. I tried to go for the hero shot. AJ hits a great shot. We didn't get a tracer on it, but he's up there to like 3 feet. So looking good for him. I actually hit a really great chip here. You'll see where this lands, and then you'll watch this start traveling to the right and how it just keeps going. I thought I made it for a second, and it's still
About
rolling.
6-7 feet. Yeah, pretty good. That thing took, I landed it like 15 feet left, and it just took the slope so far right. 6-7 foot putt for par coming up, and AJ's in there tight for birdie, so hopefully get one back here.
I just watched one of our playing partners' putts roll back 3 feet after getting right up to next to the hole, so I was pretty scared for what this putt would do, but fortunately it ends up stopping right next to the hole. So I'm able to tap in for my bogey. That putt was terrifying. AJ has this 3-foot slider for birdie. I think he played that like 6 inches to a foot out. So we're able to get back to 1 under with 2 holes left, and the next hole's a drivable-ish par 4 into the wind today, so not really. Just kind of, AJ hits a bit of a bleeder up into the wind, it gets caught up, but he's going to have a pretty easy pitch over the bunker to the green. And I'm just trying to hit this hard. There's a lot of room out there to the left if I don't cut it, but with the wind, I wasn't really worried about that. And hit a pretty good drive, but as I got up to the apex, the wind just touched it, and we're actually just, AJ and I are right next to each other, so we have pretty much the exact same shot.
You have to get fancy and throw it in the air.
Really solid shot here from AJ. We had about 60 yards. He hits it about 10, 15 feet over the hole. And so I'm trying to just go at it a little bit right of the hole, and actually I kind of shanked this. It didn't feel like a total shank. It ended up okay. I'm still on the green, but definitely not the contact that I was looking for. So I've got about 35 feet down this hill, a putt that's just gradually going left to right the whole way. Put a really great stroke on it. This was going like 10 feet past, but luckily the hole got in the way, and we're able to grab another birdie here.
Can you do that again? I missed it.
Y'all done
Coming into the 9th hole, we're 2 under. We switched up the teeing order a couple holes ago, and it seems to be working. Hopefully get one more coming into the house. At 4 to 6 is going to be a good number, so that's what we're trying to get to. We're 2 under right now.
Pretty short, dogleg left, uphill par 4. Just trying to get something down there, taking those pine trees as the line and just trying to kind of hit it past them.
middle light green tree.
So fade over the left trees.
But fade over the pines. Golden.
Actually, just roast this thing over the trees.
That's
just this
perfect.
absolute bomb.
Great ball.
And it ends up in the perfect spot in the middle of the fairway. So we both have wedges in the 9th hole. But it's a bit of a blind shot. and we're both kind of, I'm in the middle of the fairway, but it's not cut very well. And this green is rock hard, so neither one of our shots really spin. And I don't know if mine jumped or I just hit a bad number with the slope, but mine went entirely too long, landing about 30 feet past the hole and rolling out to the fringe.
I mean, I feel like if you were to like aggressively putt to like a point like here, it would get to the hole. That makes sense.
And you can't quite see it on this video, but this putt was extremely downhill, just gradually the whole way. And I hit this pretty hard. I actually thought it was going to be okay for a second, and then it just kind of keeps rolling out. So I've got about 7 feet coming back for par. And AJ hits a much better putt. Starts it way out to the right, just kind of dying it in. But even then, it's still rolling because the low side. So he's got about 4 feet for his par. Again, just one of those putts that squeezes off the front of the hole. So I tap in for my bogey, and AJ has us to clean up for par, which he's able to do. So we finished the front nine at 2 under. The leaders are at 3, so we're in a pretty good spot. AJ hits an absolute perfect drive. It says 365, but it's downhill, downwind, so it's pretty easy to get up there close today. Pretty pumped to hit this shot after seeing that, knowing we have one down there in a good spot. And I just try and go after this pretty much as hard as I can, and I end up hitting it low on the face and off the toe, and it just kind of almost a top, but I'm able to get something that goes down there. And luckily, we were able to find it in the trees.
30? Yeah. I kind of like smashing downwind.
Yeah.
I think like front of stance and smashing inside.
Yeah. I like that.
I thought I had a shot here, and I just didn't catch it like I wanted to. Caught a little thin, and ends up hitting the branch and kicks out to the right. So I didn't hit a good pitch on my third shot either, so I picked up on this hole knowing that AJ has this for his eagle. And again, the greens are just super firm. He carried that a bit too far from the fairway. He's got about 20 feet for his birdie, but actually it's a really great putt here. See how quick this is. It just keeps going. But he's able to get it to a foot, taps in for his par, so we get on this one unscathed. But it would have been good to get a birdie there with me hitting a good tee shot. 11th hole is a bit weird. It's a 400-yard hole, but you've got to hit something out there about 230 to a 90-degree dog leg. So AJ hits like a 3-iron down there in a good spot. I have a 4-iron. I was scared a hybrid would go through the fairway with how firm it was. Hit a good shot. Ends up just drawing on me a little bit more than I wanted to, leaving me a bit longer in than I initially wanted.
80, you like an 80, 82 shot? Or you want me to go short of it?
I like if you have a stock 85 shot.
Yeah, okay. You like that?
Yeah.
Is long of the pin okay?
Long is, but I think that wind is hurting a bit.
When I hit this, I thought it was going to be really short. It felt like it was into the wind. It felt like it was going to come up short and ends up landing on the back of the green and actually rolls into the back rough. We were both pretty shocked at the shot.
Hot, maybe? No, I didn't even hit it.
I think AJ may have clubbed down here. Actually hits what we thought was going to be a really good shot, but then his comes up about 5 yards short. So we're just kind of left a little confused.
Honestly thought I hit a perfect shot there, but just flew the green into the wind somehow. Pretty fast chip down the slope. Just try and get something running. Yeah, that's where I was looking.
So we're a little confused from the shots back in the fairway, but I actually saw this chip pretty easily. I thought that my landing area was pretty obvious and it would be easy to get close, but the ball kind of just jumped out of that lie with no spin and it just kept going. And AJ hits a really great chip landing in the fringe and just kind of letting it die out 3 feet around the hole. Again, hit a pretty decent putt. It just kind of lost steam and was never high enough. So I'm in for bogey, and AJ's got this 4-footer for par. And it just, one of our playing partners putted in. His putt broke a ton. AJ's just didn't take the break. So we make bogey there, but it's okay. Still a lot of holes left to get going. Hole 12, straightaway par 3. AJ hits a great shot on the middle of the green. And I feel pretty good over the 7-iron, but I end up yanking it a little bit. Actually, it looked and felt much worse than it ended up. I don't know if it got hit by some wind or what. My playing partner told me it ended up on the green, and I felt like felt pretty stupid dropping my club, but it is what it is. I've got about 50 feet from my birdie, and The greens have been super fast, and I knew this putt was a little downhill. I thought it would stretch out a little bit more, and it ends up about 6 feet short. But AJ hits a great putt again. He's a really, really good putter. His speed was great all day. He's able to get his par, so able to stay at 1 under going into the 13th hole.
Look at that man.
Switched up the teeing order here a bit. In hindsight, we shouldn't have done that, but I was aiming down the middle because I was kind of hitting this fade all day, and it ends up not fading and hits a couple trees, and I thought I had lost this ball.
All good. Fucking up with that ball.
Go ahead, see if you're ready. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do here.
I wasn't anywhere near him when I saw this, but when I saw this ball land on the green, I was shocked. This was such an insane shot.
Oh, what a shot.
Let's go. In the hazard, I'm against the stick and I can't move anything, but we found it. Manufactures some type of pitch shot here to the green. 139. We gotta keep it somewhat low, so I'm gonna go with the 9 iron. I'm kind of scared I'm gonna move my ball. Okay.
It was pretty sick to find my ball down here and actually have a pretty decent look. I think I had like 140 yards, and I think I had like a 9 iron or something, and just tried to chip something out and get some hook spin on it, and I was able to do that. It landed just on the front of the green, and it gets a great bounce. Actually landed softer than I was expecting, but I've got about 30, 40 feet from my birdie. AJ's got this for a birdie from the trees, which is pretty great. Again, all day, he hits a great putt here. He's able to tap in for his par, so I can kind of give this a go now. Just try and make a bomb for birdie. It was never high enough. To be honest, I never saw this breaking that much, but did what it did. Back to the normal teeing order, par 5, super long, pretty tight. AJ hits a shot just up the right side and gets blocked out by those trees. And first time playing this course, I'm kind of going in blind, going with what my playing partners telling me, but I hit this, what I thought was going to be a great shot. AJ punches out into a good spot.
I barely missed that.
And I'm left with this, and the green is kind of way over to the right, and there's out of bounds all along the left side.
What are you thinking for shot here?
Play like a 60-yard, 55, 60-yarder, a little open face, get a little height. Pretty standard, actually.
Super elevated green, super blind. I didn't really know what it would do, but land on the front of green and took a huge release. Rolled up there to about 6-7 feet.
Worked out. Let me know if I need to get rid of it.
No, I think I need to go just above it, so you should get a really good read.
He's gonna try and get in for par so I can give mine a go, and isn't able to. So you'll see now just how much this putt does with where I set up.
Oh, he's not even gonna be.
I think I was aimed 5-6 feet left of the hole. I actually just talked to a pro player who's a friend of mine. We were talking about like putting on super sloped greens, and he was like, you have to find your spot and hit a straight putt to that spot. Otherwise, you're not going to hit it committed, and you're going to get super guidey. So that's what I did there. I picked my spot 5 feet out to the right, just hit a straight putt to that spot on that distance, and it ended up in a good spot.
Wow, not missing that. Good bar.
We actually didn't get AJ's tee shot, so that's why you're seeing mine here. He ended up going in the water left, and because of that, the hole kind of goes around to the left, and I was terrified to hit it in that water, so I ended up just flaring mine out to the right.
Very middle gettable pin. So I've got a 9 iron, and I'm gonna try and knock this down a bit, try and get one up there close for birdie. Wind is a little off my left shoulder.
But I was actually in a pretty good spot here off my drive. I think I had like a 9 iron in.
Come on, man.
Just trying to hold something up against the wind. Ends up landing on the green about 25 feet away. I didn't think this putt was as downhill as it actually is. So I gave it a pretty good run trying to get a birdie back. In hindsight, probably should have tried to lag it up there a little bit closer, but I'm able to make the comeback from 7 feet. So dodged a bullet there. Good putt to save par. 16 is another dogleg left par 4 uphill, kind of similar to 9, but just not as uphill, but it's got a similar line in green structure. AJ hits a great shot up to the right rough, I do as well. Again, same thing. I'm in the fairway. He's in the right rough, but we're both in great spots with about 90 yards in. We need to get something going here.
Go. Big bounce. Yeah. I'm gonna try and hit like an 85, 90 shot.
Yeah, 85.
Definitely just keep it short. It's kind of my.
We kind of learned from our, like I said, it was similar to 9, so we learned from our experience. Or AJ did. I actually thought I hit a really great shot here, but it looked good, and I think it landed about pin high.
Sometimes I have these problems like when you go downwind, you're always thinking like 100 flag, but really you should be thinking like 5 yards less, and then play it from there because like
You think wind affects downwind wedges more than we expect?
because like downwind, right? So it's like 100, but like if you were to hit a 90, you'd be landing pin high.
Right.
So that's why it's
Shot.
that's why I was like, oh, you might want to take off like this is gonna come off the fringe. Like it should go left, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
AJ had a pretty tricky putt, needing to go up over the collar. We weren't sure how much it was going to bleed left, and it was just such a slow putt, but really, really great. He's able to get that inside of 7 feet. And I had, again, another like downhill slider, similar to the one on 9. And I don't know, I just couldn't find the seam on the greens all day. I feel like I was allowed to hit downhill putts that was so hard. Huge that AJ was able to roll that in for par. And we're just kind of cruising along at 1 under. Goose kind of like honked in his backswing. Not the greatest contact, but just in the front of the green, so not a bad spot. I thought I hit a great shot here. The wind starts to take it a little bit, but I thought it was tracking like pin high left of the hole, and ends up landing on the back of the green. I've got this like again another tricky putt.
Oh my days. Thought I made.
But he taps in for par, and now I've got this like putt down 3 tiers from 65 feet. I don't know how this didn't get to the hole, to be honest. It must be uphill right there. Now that I see the grain, it's pretty obvious, but it doesn't make sense how they didn't get there. 18's an uphill dogleg left par 5. Just trying to go over those bunkers and get something into the middle of the fairway past the dogleg. AJ hits a great shot, and I do too. So we're actually in pretty identical spots coming in. AJ's a little bit closer than I am, just because he took more of the dogleg off. I've got about 230. I thought it was going to be a perfect hybrid. It ends up just kind of hit it off the toe a bit and ends up hooking. And I didn't really know what was over there. AJ's got a 2-iron here. Hits an absolute great shot around the trees, up going, tracking to the left side of the pin, or to the green. And it ends up pin high, just left in the fringe. Great spot to putt for eagle from. I'm actually over by 9 green. You see the flag of 18 down there below the hill. Just an impossible shot. It was like 60 yards downhill. AJ's got this like 40-footer for eagle, takes a couple bounces, ends up missing low. Speed's been down all day, but it comes up like 7 feet short. AJ's got this 6-foot slider for birdie to get us a 2 under, which he's able to make. Great to end on a birdie. We ended up coming up a stroke short. Definitely left some putts out there. Made a couple bogeys that we shouldn't have, but I don't know. Thanks for watching, guys. If you like videos like this, be sure to like and subscribe. More to come this summer tournament season, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.